What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. I hesitated to record this video because it is one of the most difficult things to talk about dealing with narcissism abuse. Cognitive dissonance. Try saying that 5 times in a row. Well, not only it's hard to pronounce, but it's also difficult to explain, which is why it took me so long to do this video. The best way I can describe it is to give it to you based on my own experience, which if I had to define it, I'll say it is the state of being brainwashed to the point where you make yourself agree with the beliefs of something, even though it is seemingly and evidently untrue. Now, that's my definition of it. The narcissist whom I work with, she's always had a habit of training all the newcomers to do the job a certain way, which is mainly the way that she prefers it. It's not necessarily the way that it has to be done. And I mentioned this in an older video, how I used to follow her lead for a very long time, not realizing that I was pretty much obeying unnecessary rules of a narcissistic coworker. I also watched a video on yesterday, and I apologize because I don't remember the name of the channel, but I'm going to look for it and then I'm going to add it down below. But one of the examples given was pretty clear cut in describing cognitive dissonance. The lady mentioned how we are taught as children when we're coloring to stay inside of the lines. And this trains our minds to believe that if you go outside the lines, it's not neat enough. Like, it's teaching us neatness. And I'm like, yeah. And when you're thinking about it, as I'm listening to this video, I'm thinking, and who came up with that? Like, who says? At the same time, this is something that we've all been taught since children. But it is something to think about, because it kind of defeats the purpose of being unique if we continue to expect to see things the same way all the time. That takes away our ability to be like an independent artist. If we're doing things a certain way, if we're following rules, unnecessary rules. I hope y'all follow me with this. Like I say, this is something difficult for me to explain. Not difficult to talk about, just kind of difficult to explain based on my experience with it. But I hope I didn't confuse anyone. But I would like to give my own theory on this and the narcissist and her bad habits, and how she kind of had me brainwashed to believe things for a very long time. She had a habit of using the blue trays and yellow trays, and I mentioned this in the older video. She's absolutely obsessed with having certain color serving trays on the girl's side and the boy's side. She wants yellow trays on the girl's side. She wants blue trays on the boy's side. And this is when I went no contact with the narcissist, and I decided to stop doing that. I decided to stop following her lead. Like, I realized that I wasn't breaking any rules if I mixed the colors up. And this is what I did. And I noticed how when you stop doing things that the narcissist preferred you to do a certain way, you kind of get the backlash from them. Like, you see the rage and the anger in them. And I slowly begin to notice how this was affecting her, just by the simple fact that I choose not to do something her way anymore. I even noticed with some of the students, like, there's a girl's side and a boy's side. And I often wonder why, like, why is it a girl's side and a boy's side of a cafeteria? when the children are interacting with each other outside of the cafeteria. Like, I just don't understand the point of it all. I noticed that when a child is advised to go to the boys' side, say for instance you ask the girl, go to the boys' side to get something that they need that we ran out of on the girls' side, they give you that look like they're kind of intimidated. Like, like, I don't want to, break the rules. I don't want to cross that line. Like, they know that it's an invisible line. They cannot cross that line. This is another example of cognitive dissonance to me. So, how I overcome the cognitive dissonance, how I overcame it, like I say, is to just stop following unnecessary rules of a narcissist. Because I wasn't breaking the rules. Once you realize that you're not breaking any rules, you just choose to do things, in a different way. And you're still getting your job done, right? You're still doing the job the way it's supposed to be done. But there's no rules set in place saying that you have to use certain color trays on each side. And when I realized that, like, wait a minute, why are you still doing this? Even after I went no contact with her, I was still doing the trays the way she wanted it done all the time. And I noticed that every time we get new people at the job, she's running to them. She's telling them to do it that way. And I'm noticing that they are afraid to break the rules of the narcissist. I noticed that they are afraid to do it. I talk to them and I tell them, you don't have to do it that way. You can do it. And the reason why they don't, the first person name come up is the narcissist. They are afraid to break the rules of the narcissist. This is cognitive dissonance, and it has an effect. It can have an effect on anybody, and you don't even realize it. Also, the narcissist, she's been out sick, so I've been having lovely days at work these last 2 days. She's been out sick, don't know when she's coming back, and I don't care. But she's so controlling to the point where she's already stacked the trays the way she wanted it for the rest of the week. She's done it already for a certain person because she know not to come in my area because I'm not going to, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to go by. She know I'm going to undo anything that she's done if she come in my work area. But other people, she still have them under the false pretense that things have to be done this way because this is what she prefer. And so they're just being nice and doing it for her like I used to do. But when it gets to the point where you start to feel intimidated, like, oh, I made a mistake and put a blue one on the girl's side, and you start to feel afraid like you done something wrong, this is when you know that there's a problem. There's a problem. Something is not right. And she went ahead and prepped up work for somebody else. It's not even her job. Like, it's not even something that she is assigned to do. She has done someone else's work for the rest of the week because I guess she's assuming she don't know when she'll be back. But this is when, it's clear that the narcissist refused to lose. She's not even at work, and she's still, have so much of negative energy left behind when she's not even there. So anyway, that's my whole theory. That's my whole, experience with cognitive dissonance, and that's how I overcome it, is by breaking the unnecessary rules of a narcissist. Unnecessary. It's not even necessary to do the things that they train your mind to believe you have to do. Once you realize this is when you'll feel free to start doing things the way you want to do it, and knowing that you're not breaking the rules. This will make you feel 100% better, where you won't ever feel like you're intimidated every time, you do something different than what she prefer. So anyway, that concludes my video. If you all enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. And thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you soon.